I want to comment on the video by Charles Lawson. The man is a false preacher. Spirit of Antichrist has deceived them. I'm only going to touch on a few things he preached on, but let me explain the difference here. Okay? He spoke about, well, first of all, you remember what Jesus says, Matthew 24, "Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name and deceive many." He's a deceiver. Now listen, I'm going to read one of the scriptures that he talked about, which was nonsense, the way he explained it. He was talking about the old man, and that the old man sometimes arises and he tries to dominate the new man, and the new man tries to dominate the old man, and they're trying to fight one another who's going to dominate who, which is rubbish. Let me read that very verse he was talking about. "Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him," talking about Jesus, crucified with Jesus. What happened to Jesus on the cross? He died. So the old man, when Jesus, pick up your cross and follow me, we died there, true Christians. That old man died, that the body of sin, that's where sin lies, in the old man, not the new one. The body of sin might be destroyed, and when you're crucified with Christ, that body of sin is destroyed. Destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. Why not? Now we're the servants of God, servants of righteousness. Now listen to the very next verse. He never told you this, did he? "For he that is dead," the old man died, "is freed from sin." Why? Because Jesus arose victoriously and beat sin, death, hell, Satan, and the grave on our behalf, and we arose with him. God arose us with him. Now, to be double-minded, that's what he's putting in here. The old man tries to dominate the new man tries to dominate. He's got two minds at work, a double-minded man. In the book of James, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Now in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 2:16 says this, "We have the mind of Christ." Now is Christ double-minded? Does Christ fight within himself? What's right, what's wrong, what's right, what's wrong? If we've got the same mind, we don't fight in our minds either. We're clear in our minds because we've got the gospel, we've got the truth, we've got the mind of Christ, we've been taught by Christ, we've been taught by the Holy Spirit. We're not double-minded. Jesus is Satan would deceive the very elect if it were possible. But we are part of the very elect. It's impossible to deceive us because God is in us. The Holy Spirit of truth in us. He shows us the truth. We know liars when we hear them. You shall know a strange shepherd. You believe him, but you want nothing to do with him. No. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. We can walk in boldly to be judged when you're a Christian and you know you're a son of God. Because as he is, talking about Jesus, so are we in this world. Is right now, God made you in the image of God. Let us create man in our image. He done that with the new man. When the old man died, and an old man can't argue with you, an old man can't, when he's dead, can't fight with you, can't talk with you, can't try and put badness in your mind. No, yes, at times, fleshly minded we can be, I agree. We still have our own thoughts. God's not a dominator. But God says, I'm not fighting your flesh and blood. He says, it's a spiritual battle. And he talks about, like, our soul was made perfect by one offering. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 14. Is there sin in God's perfection? Listen. "For by one offering he hath perfected." This is the works of God in us. When the old man died, the new creation. The new man filled with God's Holy Spirit. "For by one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified. Sanctified means blameless, holy, sinless. That's what God done for us. He's talking about the soul in the inside is perfect. The man's got it all backwards. He hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. So, Eki, please listen to the truth of the gospel. In Jesus' name I pray, and stay away from that Antichrist man. In Jesus' name. Thank you all for listening. I hope it helps you in Jesus' name. Amen.